Okay, step 4. Let's modify some fields. We're going to open the employees table and we will go to design view. And we're going to add a new field called emergency phone. And it will have the short text data type. Then we will use the input mask. So I'll come down here to the properties and we'll choose the one for phones. We must save our table first, so that's okay. And here's the phone. It's asking you to change the placeholder character to asterisk. You have to scroll down to the bottom. It's the last one. And to keep these other defaults and finish. We will change the field size to 10. That's the amount of characters that we need for that. I'm going to switch on the department field name, and we are going to change the field size for that to 15 down here. And then we are going to enter a phone number. So I'm going to close this, and it asks me if I want to save. Yes. And it's telling me that I changed the size, and that's okay. I know I have enough room, so I'll click yes and open this back up. And we will add the phone number for Erin. And so you can see here are the asterisks as the placeholder. I'm going to actually click here and use my tab key so that I start at the beginning when I enter the number. And then we can close this table. And you'll notice it doesn't ask us to save. So whenever you're entering or deleting records, it automatically saves. It will never ask you. Now we're going to open up the cases table. And we're going to go to design view. I like to go down here in the bottom. And we're going to change the format property for the open date and resolved to the short date format. So here's the open date. We're going to change this data type here to short date. Whoops, I'm sorry. We'll choose date and time, and I'm sorry, we're going to come down here to the bottom where it says format and choose the short date. And we'll do the same thing for the resolve date. Again, we need to click up here on the field, come down here to format, and choose short date. We'll change the default value for the open date. So again, make sure you're clicked in the right field up at the top before you change any of these properties down here at the bottom to the date function. And I'm just going to hit my enter key to make it stick. And for the open date, same one, we are going to make it so that it is required. People have to enter the date. You can type yes. You can also come to the right over here and choose yes. And save the table. So if I go to close the table, it'll ask me if I want to save it. Or I can click up here, my floppy disk icon first. And we'll say yes, and then we'll close it. We're going to create a primary key for the departments table, which we could have done actually when we imported the table, but we're doing it after the fact. I'm going to go over to design view, and it is the only field there, so I'll just select it and click on the primary key tool, and here you can see it's now a primary key. And then it asks you to open up these other tables to check for the primary keys, and you can go ahead and do that on your own. Yes, we want to save these changes. For step 7, you should go ahead and read through that information, and once you're ready, You can go ahead to step 8 where we're going to create a relationship. So I'm going to click on this database tab up here and choose relationships. I'm going to open these up a little bit so I can see. And I want to add the departments table in here. So right here in this relationships group, I'm going to click on show tables and double click departments to add it. And then I'll close this dialog box. And we are going to create a one-to-many relationship with the employees table. So I'm going to click on department and drag. It looks like nothing's happening. And then I'm going to touch the word department here in the employees table. Make sure these both have the same field name. We will enforce referential integrity and choose create. And now we have created our one-to-many relationship. You can go ahead and, let's see, I will close this and we'll save it, yes. And work through skill 9 on your own. I think you will be just fine with that skill.